I forgot I got a blanket in the car.
No, I brought those. There's 3 of them.
Okay. I mean.
We're gonna do some things on our knees,
Okay.
and it's probably more than we normally do, so I thought, I'm just grabbing, these are like winter blankets I bought for my kids, so if anybody wants, there's 3, so if you see how it goes, if you end up wanting one, just grab one. Or you can, if there's some extra mats back here, you could always like double up with another mat.
Maybe more comfortable, I might be. And I'm gonna learn that I snore.
Me too.
Oh my gosh.
But these are, pick which one you want, and then if anybody ends up wanting another one. Oh, thanks. Thank you. Yeah, grab one. Okay, so we're gonna get started, and we're just gonna start with a little grounding breath, and you can do that in whatever way feels comfortable. So if you want to sit cross-legged or on your knees, or even if you want to lay down, we're just gonna take a few moments to kind of get present here, and just switch into this space that we're in together. And take a moment to take a sacred pause together. So just together, start noticing our breath. Don't try to do anything to it. Don't try to change it right now. Just notice your inhalations and exhalations, where you feel them, if you feel them more in your chest or your stomach. Just start to tune into your body. Where is it speaking to you? Where might there be some little aches or twinges? Where might you need to send a little bit more love today? And slowly start to deepen your inhalations and your exhalations. Starting to fill your belly, the middle of your chest and your upper chest. And exhaling upper chest, middle of chest, and belly. Slowly filling your lungs with air. And just exhaling, letting go as much as you can from the day. Breathing in. I know that I am breathing in. Breathing out. I know that I am breathing out. Just take a moment to activate that witness, that observer of yourself. Coming home to ourselves right here, right now. With each breath, feel your body and heart melts a little more. Relaxing into the moment. We'll just take a moment to either share a gratitude with yourself, something that you feel like you did awesome today, Maybe you bit your tongue and didn't say something you wanted to. Maybe you had a sweet moment with a kid. Maybe you helped your own child get through something hard this morning. So just go back, do a little rewind through your day, and think about something sweet from yourself that you can just share a little self-love. And we're going to do a little more of that with some yoga. So just continue to breathe, and I'm going to read to you the little short poem that made me maybe kind of develop this class. So this is it's about the pose halfway lift. So we will do halfway lift a few times today from either a chair pose or from a forward fold. And this is what it says. I learned to hold my torso parallel to the floor, look down, listens to sounds. I'm not all the way up or all the way down, but my legs stand strong. Two worlds collide along my spine. The one below where the four-legged roam, the one above where birds fly. Listen to the animals, Gandhi said. Morality lives in how we treat them. I open my heart towards the listening, eyes focused breathing. I hear 10,000 buffalo souls pounding the ground. Tears well up and drop down. So we'll have a few different opportunities to do that halfway lift and just really feel that it's sort of like that ease and strength at the same time. And if you want to transition into a child's pose, we're just gonna start out in that kind of with our head down. And for me, I like knees apart, but if you like knees together, go ahead and do that. If it is comfortable, stretch arms out overhead, forehead to floor, or chin to floor. Again, just really start to notice your body and what feels good. You might want to just rock back and forth a little bit and sway your hips back and forth to just get yourself into a bit of an inverted position. Child's pose is very grounding, and tune back into your breath. So we're starting off in what could be a cozy introverted space. Just connecting our breath to our movement today. With each exhale, letting go a little more. Filling your belly and your lungs as you feel your body rise. And just sigh out, exhale. Take 2 more full, complete breaths. Inhaling in, filling your belly and your lungs. And exhale out. One more, the biggest inhale you've taken all day today. Taking a moment just to pause at the top and exhale all the way. And just stretch your arms out overhead. So put your fingertips out, almost like a little cat. You can raise your head a little. I'm still looking down at the ground, but just feeling that length in your side body and in your arms. So it's almost like you're pulling towards the front of the room. And your butt might lift off your heels, and that's okay. Just feeling that stretch and that pull. And then just tiptoe your fingers over to the left. Just add a little angle where you can really feel that stretch and that pull on the right side of the body. Again, if it's comfortable, your head can be down. Otherwise, it can be slightly raised looking down. Inhaling and exhaling that back right hip back down. And inhaling and exhaling that back right hip down. Inhale, if your head was down, you can lift it up and just wiggle your fingers back through center and over to right. Again, just stretching out and feeling the whole side body on your left side stretching. One more deep inhalation in. Exhale. And then hands back to center. And we're just going to pull ourselves forward into a sphinx. So you're just basically coming onto your hips and belly. Your shoulders are over your elbows. Your hands are parallel and you have a slight, and we're lifted up a little. So you have a slight back bend. If your back is not ready, you can be down or you can lift up. You want to think about your like a smiling collarbone out. And just feel your hips grounded down, but your legs are relaxed. So just like you're kind of holding up gently at the front and you're weighted down in your hips. And just take a moment to take your chin and lower it to the chest. And notice how that, like I could feel that little move, even if you just like lift your chin up and down. So I can feel that in my lower back. So this is the thing I didn't say at the beginning is you are your best teacher. If you are doing something that does not feel good, stop and just do it smaller or, you know, change it up a little bit. So now what we're going to do is just take your left ear to your left shoulder to the side. And inhale. If you want to, you can kind of just do a little gentle nod in that direction. And then drop your chin, roll down, and right ear to right shoulder. Just inhaling and exhaling. You can hold this or you can do just a little gentle nod. So now just on your own, go back and forth with some neck rolls. If it's comfortable for you, you can do full neck rolls. That is not comfortable for me, especially not right now. The other thing you could do too is just look left and right. So like if we're wanting some full motion in our neck, the looking left to right is different than that. We're just giving our neck some love. And even yourself out. Come back to center. Put your hands right together on top of each other and just put your forehead down. And just wiggle your hips a little bit back and forth, get some motion in there. Take your right arm, put it out straight to the side. Kick up your left foot, so your left foot's in the air, and you're just gonna roll over onto your right side. So just a little twist. You do what feels good to you. So if it feels good to have your leg, like all the way up like this, you can do that. But we're just doing a little twist. You're going to keep your head down on the ground, kind of looking to the side. You could just have your leg, honestly, just next to each other and not back. So we're just trying to get a gentle twist and a shoulder stretch here. So inhaling in and I'm breathing through that right shoulder. And then inhale and come back to center. And we'll just do that on the opposite side. So take your left arm straight out to the side, kick up your right toes and just do a little twist to the other side. Head is rested on the ground. Feeling that twist in your, maybe your mid back or your lower back. A little bit of a stretch in that shoulder. Come back to center and we're going to do oscillating cobras. So your hands are on fingertips and they're out at like 10 and 2 or 9 and 3, whatever feels better for you. And we're going to inhale and just lift up. So you can lift as little or as big as you want. Exhale down. We're going to do 5 of these. So inhaling up, exhaling down. Just as little or big as you want. Inhale up, exhale down. 2 more, inhale up, exhale down. And last one, inhale up and exhale down. We're going to do one other little side twist here. So instead of having the right arm straight out, it's going to be a cactus, like a little football stand. And we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to kick our left foot up and do a little side twist. So this is where I'm just going to like give you an example of me. I have an issue in my left shoulder like that. I cannot do that. So I'm just going to put my arm down because that does not, but now I'm still getting a twist. Like I put my arm back and I'm still getting a little bit of a twist here in my lower back. So take a deep inhalation in, exhale. Inhale in, exhale back to center, and we'll do that on the left side. So left arm out in a goal post, pick up your right little foot and just do a gentle roll to the side. Again, feeling that shoulder stretch in the left side. Breathing into the shoulder and the low back. Twists are really good for, they kind of like ball up energy, and then when you come back, it releases through your body. Inhale in and exhale back to center. And we're going to do 5 more of those oscillating cobras. So hands out at 10 and 2. Really ground down in your hips. And maybe this time you can go a little higher if that feels good to you. So inhaling up. And I like to think about just like little piece by piece of your spine, all the way from the bottom of your spine to your neck, exhaling down. And just at your own pace, inhaling up and exhaling down. Inhaling up. 2 more. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Last one. Inhale up and exhale down. Beautiful. Push yourself back into child's pose for a moment here. And just rock your hips back and forth. And you can kind of push your lower back up a little bit. Like I'm almost rounding my back in this position, like a cat pose. So round your back a little bit and push that out. We did a lot of back bends in our oscillating cobras. And then neutral spine and come up to sit on your knees. So here's where if you end up, oh, you'll see, it won't be too much knees, but if you do need a blanket, use a blanket. Okay, tuck your toes. Now, my pinkies never tuck. So if you want to just check your pinkies and like bring them around, oh, like this, sorry, like tuck your toes so we're gonna, now, if this is like, this could really hurt. So that's, so one way to use a blanket is like this, like you could roll it and like this. It gives you like a little bit of pressure so you're not like totally on your, you're not on your toes. We won't stay here for very long, but our feet, it's essentially, we're gonna work on like just stretching out a little bit the bottoms of our feet and stretching our toes out here. So we're just gonna breathe in here, inhaling up on our knees. Exhale back, a little mini back bend, hands to heart, and back down here. And we're gonna do that 3 times. Inhale up, exhale down, hands to heart, back down on our, inhale up 2 more times, cactus back. Hands to heart. Last time, inhale up. Exhale back. Hands to heart and back on our toes here. Beautiful. Feel that on your toes? All right, so just take them and just give them a little bit of a tap, tap, tap here. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna just take our fingertips, put them right behind us, and just however much you can, just do a little lift here. So we're stretching the front. I know, just to, like stretching the front of our calves. You're also getting a shoulder stretch here. All right, tuck your toes under, and we're gonna just go back into a forward fold. Right here at the back of the mat. So we've been on our legs and knees a lot here. So we're just gonna take a few moments, really ground down in our feet. Okay, so feet are shoulder width distance apart. Feel all 10 toes on the ground. Keep a nice generous bend in your knees and just allow your upper body to hang. And find some natural movement here. So just allow yourself to be in this moment, kind of swaying back and forth. You can have grab your elbows and kind of swing those and shake your head yes and no. Just release in this forward fold position. Really thinking about inhaling and exhaling. Some full inhalations in. And exhale, feel that release even more. So if you've had some movement, you can bring yourself to stillness. And we're going to do our first halfway lift. So lift up where your upper body is parallel to the ground. Your hands can be on your thighs, your shins, the floor. But thinking about pushing your hips back, your heart and shoulders reaching forward, your spine is elongated, your tailbone lifting up. So really just feel that it's almost like this opposite pull from the backs of your leg to your spine. And inhale in, exhale. If you want, you can take a moment to put one hand on your heart and the other. Take a deep breath in. Hold with these stable legs for 3, 2, 1, and release into a forward fold, really bending your knees deep. And roll all the way to stand, unfurling your spine piece by piece, squeezing your glutes and raising your arms up overhead, stretching up as far as you can. Exhale, cactus arms back, and inhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands up, and we're gonna exhale down into chair pose. So for me, I like chair pose with my feet a little closer together. You can do it whatever feels good. But when I do chair pose, I think about starting from the ground up. So I think about almost bending my ankles and then my knees and then my hips. And what you want to do is push your butt back a little bit. If you can see your toes, that's a great thing. Making sure toes are pointed forward. Now your hands can be out or they can be at heart center. That feels a little more loving to me right now. It's like total difference, right? Yeah. This to this. Okay. So here we are in this chair. We're going to roll our shoulders back. Our belly is to our spine. Our tailbone is reaching back, and we're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now we're transitioning, but only to that halfway lift. So it's like the reverse of usually we come to halfway lift from the forward fold up. Now we're doing it from the chair. So you can keep your hands here at your heart, or if you feel like you do want a little support, you can have your hands on your hips or your shins and just reaching your heart forward, hips pushing back, finding that line of tension at your hamstrings. squeezing your glutes. And then we're gonna push up, hands up overhead, lift up and come down into that chair pose. And just hold here for 3, 2, 1, and push your hips back into that halfway lift. Really feeling that like push and pull, lifting up from the ground and your spine forward. Again, a slight bend in the knees helps. This is engaging your core, belly button up towards the spine. Inhale and exhale. And on our next inhale, we're going to rise up again, arms above our head. Last one. And back into chair. We'll hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back into that halfway lift. Really thinking about bringing your crown of your head forward and let it hang down. And just like bend one knee, bend the other knee. Round out that lower back. Walk your hands forward into a downward dog. And we're just really gonna just walk it out, give yourself a little bit of movement here. So, you know, when they say walk the dog, it's basically bend your right knee down and then your left and feel what that feels like. See what it feels like to put more pressure in your hands versus more pressure in your feet. You can look under your right armpit, left armpit, and just really stretch that out. And then walk your hands back to that forward fold. And we're going to come down into that toe stand again. So, well, actually, we haven't done this yet. So we're on our toes just for a moment. And then our knees are going to come down. That stretch, come up off our knees and take your left foot forward. Little nice lunge here. Interlace your hands and put them above your left knee and just take a few moments to just kind of seesaw back and forth. So the things to think about are that your hips are parallel and you're just going to kind of work this out here, giving yourself a little movement. Think about if you might want to take that left foot and inch it up a little bit to give yourself a little more room, how your stance feels, but we're keeping it kind of in this middle area, not going too big. So we're really getting some stretching in this left hip. And just shifting back and forward. And just take a moment kind of leaning a little forward, lifting that torso, thinking about being really grounded in your bottom half and just light in that upper half. Inhale. And then we're going to exhale back into it's like a half splits. So essentially, and this is if you want to have something under your knee, you could, but your left leg is straight with a slight bend. Again, your collarbones are lifted up and we're leaning forward. So you're getting that stretch there. You can have your hands touching, or you could have your hands at your hips, or you could have them behind your back. Doing this, you are engaging your core so much more. So what, like, ultimately we're looking for this stretch behind that left leg there. But if your hands free, you're definitely engaging that core. And so really think about pulling everything in and breathing. And then bring your fingertips down and just do a little melt down. So I'm still up on that right leg, but I'm kind of, my shoulders are rounded, melting down. And take an inhale, come back into that lunge. Tuck your right toes under, and we're gonna lift up. So You're like this. If you want to, you can lift your knee off the ground. This is good, dude. We do it. So like whatever, like we're just, like I'll show you this way. I mean, you can be like this with your knee down. If you want to get a little more heat, and I'm shaking. Can you see me shaking? Like it's happening. So we'll just do this, whatever feels good to you for 3, 2, 1. Put your hands down and step your right foot up to meet the left. And exhale into that forward fold again. And then slowly roll up, all the way up. Inhaling, hands above our head. We're going to just come down into a little chair for a moment. 1 inhale and exhale. And come forward into that halfway lift. And all the way down. Step it back into a downward dog. Again, just take a moment to walk it out and really plant your hands into the ground and your feet into the ground, and take a moment to notice the difference in your body now. So we did the left side, and just really notice what you find different in the sensations happening in each side of your body. Walk your hands to your feet to the back of the mat. And we're just gonna come down on our toes and on our knees, and we're gonna step forward with our right foot into that right lunge here. So you can interlace your fingers and just do a little gentle seesaw. If it feels better for you to be solid and just still, you can do that too. There's some days where I want more movement in my stretches. Really thinking about grounding down through the lower half of our body, but being light in that upper half of the body. And then just taking a moment of stillness here, leaning forward, our hips shining forward, feeling that pull in the front left hip there. Holding. And then we're going to reverse back into that half splits. So here's where we're up off our bum. The right leg is straight. And again, your fingertips could be down, or you could have your hands on your hips or even interlaced behind you. And we're really feeling the stretch back here, but we're also working on balance and engaging our core. One more inhale, and exhale, and then inhale back to that lunge. Hands above head. And here's where, if you want to, tuck your toes and just lift up a little bit off. And now you're engaging nearly every muscle you possibly can. And in whatever position, we're going to hold for 3, 2, 1, and down. Hands down to the front and step up. Left foot meets the right, and just relax in that forward fold again. All right, roll all the way up, hands up overhead, and hands to heart center. And just take a moment here. Let's just get grounded in where we are. Notice how your body might feel a little different than it did when you first started. And we're just going to do an easy step back with our left foot. And we're just going to open up to a warrior 2. So for this, your left leg is at an angle, your right toes are pointed forward, and then your arms are out. And again, think about your stance here, like you might need to shorten it or lengthen it, but really we're wanting our hips to be open this way And you can look out over your fingers and breathe and get grounded. We're just opening up our hips, using a lot of strength in our legs. Think about just tipping your pelvis a little bit. And inhale, lean back, lift your right arm up. You can rest your left arm on your leg somewhere, on your hip, and just stretch up. If you feel like you have a lot of flexibility in your back, you could stretch back further, but it's perfectly awesome just to stay stretching up. Inhale, reach forward, straighten that right leg, lean all the way forward, and like tick-tock your hand down. This is triangle pose. So your right arm is on your right leg, left arm is shining up towards the sky. You can be looking out or down. Inhale, exhale. Back to that warrior two. And then turn your hips forward into a high crescent lunge and step your back foot up to meet your right into a chair. Beautiful. All right, so now instead of the halfway lift, we're just gonna like whoosh. So watch me, you're just gonna like whoosh like that. Just like let yourself do that just a few times. Like just comfortably, like let yourself just slow as fast as you want. Last one. Beautiful. All right, raise it up and we'll do it on the other side. So step back with your right foot. And if you can, plant it down. Left toes pointed forward into that warrior two on the opposite side. And just check your knee as much as you can have it straight. Again, you want your hips shining forward. We're really working on opening those hips. And get grounded in this posture. Take one more inhalation and exhale. And then inhale, lean back. Your right arm is on your right leg. Left arm reaching up to the sky, or you can reach back if you feel like you have that flexibility in your back. But reaching up towards the sky is perfectly beautiful. Inhale and exhale. And inhale, reach forward. Straighten that left leg, touch the left arm to left leg, right arm up, triangle, and you can look up or out or down. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale. Just feel really grounded and open at the same time. Inhale back into warrior two. And exhale, high crescent lunge. And step up into our last chair. We're gonna do hands to heart and our last halfway lift. All the way down, just let it go. Tuck your feet under and then just come to lay down on your back. And the easiest way you know how. So whatever, nothing fancy, but lay all the way down and bring your knees up to your chest. So give your knees a little hug and you can roll side to side. I like to do little circles with my back. You're giving yourself a little massage back there. We did a lot of back bends. Just even those cactus arms back, we're working on that. So just give your lower back a little love here. And then take your left knee and squeeze it to your chest. And you can straighten your right leg out. We'll just do a little squeeze. And then take that left knee and go across your body to the right. So you're doing a little side twist. Your left arm can be out to the side. And if it's comfortable, you can look over that left shoulder. So this should just be really gentle and comfortable, no pulling. We're getting near the end of class here, so you did a lot of work in those chairs and lunges and halfway lifts. So this is where you just get to be gentle. And let it out. And come back to center, pulling in both of your knees again. And then squeeze in that right knee and extend the left leg all the way out straight. And take that right knee over to the left. Extend your right arm out to the side. And if it's comfortable, you can look out over that right arm. Inhale, come back to center. Squeeze your knees in and grab a hold of your feet. You can either do inner or outer. We're gonna do happy baby here. So sometimes people, your knees can be as close to your chest or as far away. And just honestly roll around like you're like a little bug on the floor. Figure it like nobody's watching you. Just what feels good. You want to straighten a leg. Try to straighten another leg. Hold down on your feet. Just think about releasing your hips and back. And then come to center and have your feet, the bottoms of your feet touching in that cobbler's pose. Again, your feet can be as close to your pelvis area as possible or further away. If it's comfortable, you can put one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. And just start to tune into your breath. As we transition to our last few moments of Shavasana, if you would rather have your legs straight or be in another position that feels more comfortable, feel free to make adjustments to your body so that you can truly just release, letting go, letting the practice that we engaged in together integrate, and let the energy swirl around your body. Just taking these last few moments of quiet and breath for yourself. Let things be as they are. Let things be as they are. just as they are, everything in its place. Let the rain fall on the roof and down into the gutters. Let the wind press its face up against the windows. Let the thunder bellow its name. In the midst of today's storm, there is you at peace, at the center of all things. In the world of the natural, nothing is improved by our doing. No redwood is bettered by becoming lumber, no rock, concrete. The rivers of Yellowstone are best left untouched. Drop out of the relentless quest for more, better, and faster. When we're trying, stop trying to change things. Their inner beauty reveals itself. The sky shifts its hues in response. Hidden daffodils display their colors. The bird song reveals its symphony. The trees shed their miracles. Joy rises up from below as heaven descends from the clouds and the racing mind finally slows down to walk hand in hand with the heart for eternity. One lifetime has many lives. Begin the one where everything, including you, is exactly as it is supposed to be. Just take a moment to reorient yourself to the room. Notice your body and space, bringing some gentle movements back. Wiggling your fingers and your toes. Maybe rocking your hips or having a nice cat stretch above your head. And rock your head side to side. And as you're ready, whenever you're ready, you can roll to one side or the other and just take a moment or two in that fetal position, just to be gentle and sweet with yourself. And imagine this is sort of the rebirth. It's a new perspective. You get another chance to try it again. And when you are ready, you can push yourself up and meet me in a comfortable seat. Wow. Thank you so much for coming. I love you all so much. I appreciate you being here, and the light and love and darkness in me honors and loves the light and love and darkness in each of you. Namaste. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Thanks, Karen.
Thank you for coming. I got so relaxed at the end. I actually fell asleep during Shavasana, and I'm like, did it end? And it's like an hour later. But fortunately, it was just so quiet that I was like, okay, we're still going.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Oh, thank you so much. Have a great
Okay.
evening.
Okay, you too. Take care.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.